Hello everybody and welcome back to Fifield Junction. Today we're going to be taking a look at another loco. I probably should have done this one a little while ago now, but I've only just got around to doing it. So we're going to be taking a look at the freightliner class 57 today by Bachmann. I've had this model for probably a couple of months now. Well, probably not a couple of months, maybe less than that. But yeah, the reason I'm only just getting around to doing it is the main reason I actually ordered this model in the first place was I mainly ordered it for spare parts. I haven't put it back into the box, as you can see, because the box on it, the box for it was actually pretty tatty, so I didn't bother putting it back into the box. But yeah, the main reason I bought this model was to start with was actually for spare parts, mainly because mainly for the sound chip, and also mainly for one of the bogies. Because it is the sound version, as you can see there, you can see the DC sound logo there. But the sound chip isn't actually in the model anymore. The sound chip's now my DRS 57 because that's the model that I really wanted the sound in. Although this logo has got just got a normal 21-pin Bachmann decoder in it now, so it's still DCC. But yeah, it's not sound anymore. But then also I ordered it for one of the bogies. So I could get my GWR 57 running again, and I will be doing a review of that soon. It'll probably be the next review actually. But yeah, that's the other reason I ordered it for one of the bogies, because one of the bogies on the GWR one was faulty. It wasn't built properly, and yeah, it wasn't repairable. So I bought this model mainly so I could take one of the bogies off it, and then this would probably become like a scrapyard loco or something. But as soon as I pretty much got out of the box, I instantly fell in love with it, and I thought, no, I don't want to end up butchering this model, because even though I didn't pay insanely much for it, I didn't want to do what I originally planned to do with it. So I was able to find a website that does spare parts for locos, and I was able to buy a new bogie for this one. You're probably thinking, well, why didn't you just use that site to buy the bogie for the GWR one, then you wouldn't really be able to bother with this loco. Mainly for that, I didn't actually discover the website until after I actually bought the loco. But I'm glad I bought it, because it is a very nice model. So let's have a look at it in detail quickly. So obviously it is a class 57, as you can tell there. It's 57003. It is the newer style Bachmann 57, and it is really, really nice. The delivery application is absolutely beautiful. You can see that the freightliner sort of logo there actually stands out a lot more because it's got the darker green background behind it. The doors don't open, but they still look pretty good. We've got handrails on the sides. I think they're separately fitted. Yes, they are. Then we can see the freightliner logo there. We can also see we've got the little driver in the cab. We've got some warning signs. She has got sprung buffers, as you'd expect, and she has got working lights. We've got some more handrails down the front. You can see you've got the snowplow there. That doesn't come fitted, you have to fit that yourself. But it's fairly easy to do, because obviously she has got NEM couplings. So obviously you have to make the decision early on. Do you want couplings at both ends, or do you want snowplows at both ends, or do you want a snowplow at one end, a coupling at the other end? Obviously I've got the snowplow at one end, and at the other end I've got a coupling. It is KD, as we can see, but obviously it does come with tension lock couplings. All of the wheels pick up and all of the wheels drive. Then we can see we've got the A/B switch here, which is basically it's not daytime or nighttime running, because there isn't really daytime or nighttime running on this with the light configuration the model has. But what the A/B switch is actually for is it's actually the option: do you want the tail lights on or the tail lights off? So obviously, if she's pretty much always going to be pulling a train maybe all the time, then you don't need the tail lights on. So you can set it to A, which is to have the tail lights off. Then I've got it set to B, so obviously I can have the tail lights on, because she'll probably spend more time not pulling trains than pulling trains while out. But yeah, so you have got the option there, which is good. And then obviously the DC sound logo, but remember I mentioned earlier she has got the sound chip in her anymore. I might demonstrate the sound file with, because obviously the sound chip is now my DRS one, as I mentioned earlier. So I'll probably I might as well show you the sound file very quickly. I'll demonstrate it quickly, just so you can hear what it sounds like. Although I have changed the standard speaker to a double iPhone mini speaker, so I've got some slightly better sound. But then if you look at the roof, it's not a bad roof. I'm sure you've seen worse. roofs on models. So it's not just one gigantic colour, it's not one gigantic moulded piece. We have got some nice etched grills there with some with the fans underneath. They don't spin, but I don't mind that, but at least they're there. Obviously we've got more sort of grills down the sides. Unfortunately they don't actually seem to be proper etched grills. They still look really good. And the underframe detail is not too bad. So we can see we've got lots of sort of little details on the fuel tank there. So we've got some colour to some pipes there. You can see it looks like, I think that might be a gauge there. I might be wrong, but it looks like some sort of gauge. I could be wrong though. Then we've got other like little, I think there might be little warning signs there or something. I don't know. But she's still really, really nice. You can see the pickups there behind the bogie. Overall, she's a really good model. You can see we've got some more buff beam here, so there we've got a little chain link coupling there. So overall, she's not bad. She's definitely a good model. I'm very, very glad I didn't decide to like properly scrap her parts, because she is really, really nice. But yeah, definitely very nice model indeed. And she is DCC ready. She's got a 21 pin DCC socket in there, and that's kind of got a 21 pin Bachmann chip in it. So obviously I can run her on my layout. So overall, very good model indeed, and she does run really, really well as well. Obviously, you don't really expect anything else from these models. They all pretty much always run really well, unless you get a very, unless you get a really dodgy model or something. Usually, you'll be very, very happy with these. I haven't had any issues with any of my 57s, I don't think. Obviously, apart from the GWR one with the dodgy bogie, and that's obviously the main reason I bought this to start with. So yeah, very good to have her. Probably not the best thing that I bought her. I didn't buy her in the best intentions to start with, but I'm very glad that I didn't do what I was originally going to do and scrap her completely for parts. But anyway, I think what we need to do next is put on the track. But firstly, I'll demonstrate the sound file to you. Okay, here we are over the layout. So what I'll do quickly is I've got the DRS57. So obviously this is the model that now has the sound chip in her. So I thought I'd demonstrate this really quickly. So there we are, she's on. I've also got the GWR57 here as well. I don't know why, but I brought her over as well. And as you can see that her bogies are different. But obviously this is the bogie that used to be on the Freightliner when I first got her. And obviously she's got a different bogie, a brand new bogie from the website, from the site that I managed to get the new bogie from. And obviously she's got the old bogie that used to be on the Freightliner 57 when I first got her. But anyway, I think the first thing we need to do is obviously just demonstrate the sounds quickly to you. So I'll just demonstrate some of the horns, I'll demonstrate some of the engine sounds and everything, and then we can get back to the model which we're here for, which is obviously this. Anyway, she's on the track, she's got power, so let's just select her number. There we are, we've got her tail lights, and if we change direction we've got our headlights. So just give her a bit of a wiggle first, to make sure she still works. Yeah, and back the other way. Lovely. So I'll demonstrate a couple of the horns. Lovely. And the second horn. Very good. Right, now let's put the engine on. There we are. I'll just bring it back a little bit. There we are. Now also I'll demonstrate function 5 for you as well. Yes, function 5 is notch up. There we are, and if we disable it, she goes back down again. So, and then we'll just turn her off. So overall, it's a very, very good sound file that you get with the 57. And obviously the sound file in the proper brand new 57, which Bachmann are bringing out. So obviously they're bringing out a new DRS one, and they're also bringing out a West Coast Railways one as well. So obviously the sound file in that will be, well, it'll definitely be better than this one, but it probably won't be much different. It'll be slightly similar, but probably just have more sound functions within everything. But overall, the standard sound file that you get at the moment in these models is very, very good. But anyway, we'll get her out of the way, and now we'll go back to the model that we should be looking at. So obviously the sound file that you've just heard from her obviously is what was in this one originally, obviously, but I took it out because I wanted it in the DRS one. But anyway, we'll go back to the freightliner one finally. So she's got her lights on. If we just put her headlights on, there we go. Now if we just give her a bit of a wiggle. Lovely, and the other way. Very good. A very, very good mechanism inside these models. If you don't have a Bachmann 57, I definitely recommend you get one. Obviously there's loads of liveries available out there: Freightliner, DRS, Network Rail, Virgin, etc, etc. Plenty of livery variation out there. But anyway, let's get her running around the layouts and see what she's like. There we've got her going at a nice steady speed. Very, very smooth. There's barely a noise coming from her. She has only got a standard Bachmann 21-pin decoder in her, so they're not the best decoders in the world. But I find they're perfectly suitable, and they are very, very good. Very good quality. But overall, she's not bad. She's definitely a very good model. Again, if you don't have a 57 by Bachmann, you just need to get one. I think any modern image layout probably needs at least one 57. So they are very, very good models. So if you don't have one, I highly recommend you get one. They're just amazing. They're absolutely fantastic.